Sheik Kassim Kamugisha jatwe hamwe speech habo kuba
twari bamwe cyo twakiriza tuyamurayikiriza kandi bamurayikiriza bikamudashikitano edomwe akujirize maro kushoku umizina ry'abasara
غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين إنكم إن كنتم تعلمون شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. فمن كان منكم مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر.
We should have time, especially the male or the fathers. Let us have more time for our children. We have serious murder cases in this country. We have other bad acts going on in the country, but most of the time we look at the child upbringing. Let us join hands with our wives to make sure that we bring our children in the right way and in a religious way, inshallah. Lastly, is the issue of politics. I've called upon the Muslims who are here, the non-Muslims who are here. We have our politicians here. We have people who want to stand during the forthcoming general elections. Please, let the elections not be do and die. Let us coordinate. Let us cooperate. Let us also know that we are still human beings. We are Africans. And we are Ugandans. We should maintain that, inshallah, elections of this day. Thirdly, I want to call upon you to refrain from the bad acts. Whatever good we have been doing during the very month of Ramadan, we should just uphold it during these other months. Because we don't have a specific vote for Ramadan and another one for these other months. For prayers in the mosque, let us continue having good behaviors. Let us continue having good times with our families. Let us continue doing good for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
That you people, you must now be keen that we have over 3 governments in this country, which says, don't beat them. There is a government that says, identify yourselves when you are in Kawempe. There is another one which is saying, don't identify yourselves, that is what is happening. Bara Mubarukale is a spokesman of one government. Baryomo is a spokesman of another one. You must know that there is a coup that has taken place already. And it is just waiting to be sanitized. And I want you to be very keen about what is taking place in this country. So, all of this you are talking about is about control. Control. The more you are controlled, the more you cannot make a decision. And people have already made a decision that this government must leave. I don't know why they must force themselves on us. We go. The hospitals are crying. They collect the money. They send it to Ministry of Finance. The money is never brought back. I was in Masaka recently. The money they collect over 200 million. What is remitted is not even 100 million. We went to which other hospitals complaining? Yes, Soroti. Soroti collects over 150 million. But what is remitted is not even 70 million. I was people, private students not even government students, private students of Kamara University collected tuition. Imagine somebody, a parent in Kabale, has sold his sack of potatoes, has sold maybe a chicken to pay for fees. Government took it. We asked them bring the money of the students. They refused to bring it. They say this is government money. Can you imagine? Now, what is in universities? What is happening in hospitals? What is happening in local governments? For example, some of the things you see that have taken place in local governments is because local governments collect money, takes to Uganda to Uganda government, Minister of Finance. It never comes back to do its work. Or when it comes 1 month to the end of financial year. To tell someone from Nyamweru to collect money through Uganda Revenue Authority, then claim it again. Do you know how to claim money? How it takes to claim money from Minister of Finance? You tell somebody from Kacherere that you pay money through Revenue Authority, then when you want it, you reclaim it. And then they bring half of it, you go and beg. As if that money is not for students. He is wrong. President Yoweri Museveni wants to control every other institution here, every other arm of government. He wants to control parliament. He wants to be the alpha and omega of whatever is happening in Uganda. Therefore, he wants to control the traders. He wants to control revenue. He wants to control now he wants to control the schools. Now he also wants to control the health workers. Because health workers, they don't work 24 hours. If I say that, because I was working in South Africa, when you have done your 8 hours, you go home. In fact, here we work for so long, we're even breaking the labor laws. The labor laws tell you that you should work for 8 hours a day. 8 hours. What if I want to open my clinic from 5 up to 8 in the morning? Is that a problem of anyone? Is it a problem? If a teacher is giving 20 lessons in a school and he completes the lessons, why is it a problem that he should now use the other time to do his work? So you mean if you work in government, you should not be enterprising? How about other workers? Why is he targeting teachers? The reason why he's targeting teachers and health workers is because there are so many teachers in Uganda. Yes, teachers should not be empowered. They should not have any way of being empowered so that they can have extra money. Because the more you have extra money, the more you can make your own decisions. And it has been shown that people are tired of this government. If you saw what was in Kawempe, they are just forcing themselves on us. So now he doesn't want teachers to be empowered. He doesn't want an empowered health worker. He wants everyone to be controlled. Control schools, control teachers, control parliament, control everyone. Another thing I want to...
Government, implementing the issue of stopping primary teachers' colleges. Currently, this is a crisis in the education department. The education department lacks teachers in primary, government-owned primary schools, simply because they rushed to closing the primary teachers' colleges. So currently, we need that they first do research and they don't make the same mistake as they made in closing those institutions. Our message was that our country, Uganda, should always make sure that they do thorough research before passing some of the policies and laws. Number one, there is a law that is coming up about URA collecting school fees from some schools. We feel like this one should first be well researched before it is implemented, because we see it causing some other issues, and this issue will make Ugandans suffer. True, we have the issue or the policy whereby, for example, a civil servant, a teacher, or a doctor is restricted from starting his own school and or a clinic respectively. I feel like this should also be first researched, because we are worried in that when you stop a doctor from starting his own clinic, he will leave the government institution. After leaving the government institution, he will go to his own clinic, and it is the ordinary Ugandan who cannot afford the money to go to the clinic that will suffer. So let government first be in the know of the consequences, because we have
these are business entities where government should get some taxes to run and provide services for the country. Now, for the issue of not operating schools and other facilities like medical facilities by public servants, my view is completely different from the government's position, whereas I'm a government worker. In some instances, our people are not getting enough in terms of payment, but they also go to supermarkets where we go, they go to schools where we take our children, and they want a good life than actually as we want it. Now, subsidizing their work and setting up other businesses, including schools, in my view, is the right choice, because it is the government of NRM which liberalized the economy. It opened the economy for everybody to participate. Now, I doubt whether there is a law that stops teachers from participating in those businesses. What we can discuss is that how much time should a teacher of government or a doctor in a government hospital offer to the facility of government, and how much time should they give themselves for their private businesses. I want to shift the blame from Parliament as an institution to our members of Parliament, because it is outright logic that before a member of Parliament discusses a national issue on the floor of Parliament, comes back and consults their electorates to get the position of the electorates. Now, from my deeper understanding, our members of Parliament have taken on a unilateral position or a singular manner of approaching issues without consulting and without having the minds of the people who send them to Parliament. Become a problem because members of Parliament are deliberating their own minds, not the minds of the electorates. And I find this one very, very absurd. And when we come to our region here, I condemn it in strongest terms possible. There are mistakes which was done by our members of Parliament who passed anything like a law in Parliament without consulting us, the voters. So I want to urge the voters to touch deeply and look into our legislators and make choices that can always come and consult you, not taking decisions in a unilateral manner or in a singular manner. Take on responsibility of either calling back, recalling back, or not sending back the MPs who are doing things not consulting us as electorates. Position on URA collecting fees, but also on URA, also on government deciding that public servants should not operate businesses. I have two divergent views. The view is about school fees collection. See, when our economy was liberalized, when it was opened, education was equally liberalized, for example, and therefore private members are operating schools as businesses. They are subsidizing government, but they are collecting school fees as to make profits. And therefore, the government would not be wholesomely wrong to suggest that they can now begin collecting school fees so that they can at least tax that money from schools. The essence is not government taxing the parents, but understanding how much schools collect and they tax schools, because schools are now businesses. So my view is for private schools, the government can take it on to collect school fees itself.